Hey guys, welcome back to another Marvel Contest of Champions video. Okay, today we're going to carry on with the going through the top unawakened champions from each class. So today we're talking about Mystic. We've already done Skill, we've already done Mutant, and we've already done Cosmic. So this is going to be the fourth one that we've done so far. So if you missed those first three, be sure and go back and check those out. At the end of the video, there'll be a link to the folder on my YouTube page that has all those in it. So these aren't in any particular order. I will put, in my opinion, the better ones, 1 through 5. The ones that maybe don't have as much utility or maybe aren't as powerful as the others, I will put in probably 6 through 10. But again, these aren't in any particular order. So don't get all pissed off if I put, somebody in front of somebody else that you like a little bit better. This isn't a tier list. This is just something to hopefully guide someone that is trying to rank up possibly a 6-star that's unawakened and try to decide whether they're going to be worthy of that rank or not. So when you compare the Mystic class to someone like the Skill class, it's a massive difference, at least in my opinion. A lot of the Skill champions need that awakened ability. Some might need the high 6, some don't, but they definitely need the awakened ability to make them, that really high tier champion. But in the Mystic class, you can kind of get away with not having the champions awaken. I mean, a lot of these I'll talk about today. I'll try to keep it as short as sweet as possible, but a lot of these either don't need their awakened ability, it's not really that great, or if they do need it, or sorry, if you do have them awaken, it does help them, but they're still good enough, without it to rank up. So I would say, in my opinion, one perfect example of that is probably Diablo. Diablo is a champion that was absolute crap not long ago. But now, I would say, if you run Mystic Dispersion, he's amazing. If you run Suicides, he's amazing. If you run them both, which I currently am running them both, I've found a setup for my masteries where I can run both Mystic Dispersion and Suicides. And I just did a video on that just probably a week or so ago, if you want to go back and check that out. If you're running a lot of Mystic champions that, do well with Mystic Dispersion and Suicides, someone like him, someone like Clairvoyant, then that's ideal because they really benefit from those masteries. But all I'm saying is, guys, neither one of those champions needs the awakened ability to be really good. Clairvoyant especially. I would almost just say hers is, it's not pointless, but it's not, if I awakened my Clairvoyant as a 6-star, and it was one of those like, it was cool that she's awakened, but that's kind of about it. The amount of times I've gotten any benefit from her awakened ability, I can probably count on one hand, and I use her religiously. So, not that great. Diablo's, on the other hand, does help quite a bit. He is able to, it does make him quite a bit better champion to be awakened, but he is still amazing without it. I would say you're probably, like I said, better off to run Suicides with him or run high Mystic Dispersion with him. If you're not doing either one of those, you're going to lose a lot of the benefits of Diablo. So, another great champ to have, I would say, on this side is going to be Dr. Doom. Again, he doesn't really need his signature ability. It does make him, a better champ, but, Dr. Doom is Dr. Doom. I had this argument on my, my overall list, I think, previously, and probably on my Mystic list, where I was just ranking like a tier list, between, say, these two champs. In my opinion, they're probably the best two champs in the Mystic class. If you're running Suicides, I would say use Clairvoyant. If you're not, use Dr. Doom. Dr. Doom, is not good for that many fights if you're having to, keep spamming that special one if you're running Suicides. But signature ability is really not needed. Carrying on with, say, the left-hand side, I would probably put Sorcerer Supreme in here. She's a fantastic champion. Not been in the game too long, probably maybe a year, something like that. Just has tons and tons and tons of utility. So just a really great champion. If you've been kind of sleeping on there, then definitely don't. I would take her up. She's probably, I would say before Diablo came along, probably like the third best Mystic in my opinion. But just an overall really great champion with loads of utility. Next, it depends. Some people say Magik needs to be awakened. Some people don't. I think she does benefit from being awakened, but I think she's definitely still a really great champion without being awakened. So that's why she's made it on this list. I think she's one of those kind of like, I don't know, just a really older, one of the original OG champions, so to speak, that still has so much value now, strictly because of her power control abilities. And again, if you guys are, if it's if you're new to the game or whatever, and you're kind of sitting on Magik because she's an old champion, then definitely don't look into Magik and try to figure out, if you have pulled her, that she would be a massive help. I ranked her up. It took me ages to pull Magik. I mean, years to pull Magik. And as soon as I did, I just took her straight up to rank 5 because I know there's been so much content. I don't use her very much, but when I have used her, she's been an absolute godsend. She's been so, so helpful. When she is useful, she is amazing. So definitely, even for just like a situational type champ, I would take her up. One of the next champs I think is just amazing. I'm just taking my 6-star to rank 2 is Dragon Man Unawakened. I think he's great for being, I think, the only robot in the Mystic class. So the Bleeding Poison Immune. And with all the other utility that he has, so he's going to be extremely suicide friendly. He hits like an absolute truck. He's just a really cool champion and a lot of fun to play. So, like I said, since he's the only robot, it just makes him, I think the only robot possibly in the game outside of the tech class. But don't quote me on that. But that just gives him so much utility in itself. So definitely don't set on him. So Sorcerer Supreme, Symbiote Supreme, another fantastic champion. Used to be regarded a lot higher up in the Mystic class, but nowadays he's just kind of, as more and more new champs have come out, he's kind of dropped down, that tier. But still absolutely fantastic. If you've got somebody with a lot of buffs, like a Venom or something like that, then absolutely destroys them. Just hit that special 3, and he just absolutely takes care of business. So another really cool champion, but has kind of, like I said, has kind of dropped off in recent months and possibly the last year or two. Another really cool champion that I really like a lot. This was like the second or third champion I took 6-star to rank 2 was Longshot. I think Longshot is really cool. Doesn't have the most utility, but he's just a lot of fun to play. If all you need to do is it's just that freaking special 2 is just absolutely just annihilates champions. So if you've played around with Longshot very much, you know what I'm talking about. That special 2 is amazing, and if they're not immune to it, then by God, he just absolutely just smashes people. So if you don't sleep on him either, if you need someone, especially just for someone fun to play with. Next one is Morningstar. Now, Morningstar was really helpful back in the day for the 6-2 champion boss. I was about to rank her up, but then they, stopped her from being so effective in that fight. I ended up ranking her up at a rank 4 or 5-star, I believe. I really like Morningstar, but I hate her ramp up. I'm not the best player, I'll be honest with you, and I was taking her into map 5, I think, at the time, Alliance Quest 2 or 3 years ago, as a rank 4 or 5-star. And by the time I would get her ranked up to getting the 4 charges or whatever it was, I forget what they're called with her, I was almost dead. So once you get her up to those 4 things, whatever it is, souls or whatever, she is an absolute amazing champion. I mean, amazing champion. But if you haven't got someone else like Guillotine, I know she's got some bits with Guillotine. Guillotine is one of my favorite champions, but she definitely isn't the best. But so when you've got synergies with someone like Guillotine, and you're having to take them on, into Lion's Quest as well, it's not the best. And but if you can ramp her up through the fights, then like I said, she is an amazing champion. But it's just getting her ramped up, and someone that takes 3 or 4 fights to ramp up, I'm just not the biggest fan. I would rather have someone straight out the gate that's an absolute beast than having to fart around trying to ramp somebody up. I just can't be messing with it. Last but not least, Scarlet Witch Sigil. So I don't have the sigil. I have only seen gameplay with a lot of the other big YouTubers that have got the sigil. I've got like 6-star Scarlet Witch Sigil, and I've watched some of the gameplay with her. And she does look like a really good champion. She looks, in my opinion, miles better than the original Scarlet Witch. I know pre 12.0 original Scarlet Witch was amazing. I remember she was one of the first 4 stars I pulled was the OG Scarlet Witch, and I used to love Scarlet Witch even after the 12.0 like nerf on Scarlet Witch. But she was still a really fun champion. But it was just made things, so RNG dependent on what would profit with her. But the new Scarlet Witch seems a much better champ, much more reliable champ, and anyway, a much more reliable champ that I would take up, and I would definitely think about taking up if I had the sigil and had gotten her. So anyway, guys, I hope this has really helped you out. I hope you've enjoyed today's video, checking out some of these different champions that really, like I said, in my opinion, don't really need their awakened ability, but some of them do benefit from it. Definitely worth taking up, say as like a 6-star to rank 2 or possibly even rank 3. Some of these, definitely a few of them. So if you wanted to check out any of the others in this series, like I said, check those out. Check out my regular tier lists as well, and I will see you again. Thanks a lot.